The New York Islanders return to practice on Wednesday. Their game tonight against the San Jose Sharks is a go, and 5 Islanders returned from the COVID list. We'll break that all down for you, have a full preview of the game, and a lot more coming up on this episode of the Locked On Islanders podcast.
Your Locked On Islanders, your daily podcast on the New York Islanders. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Locked On Islanders podcast. So glad you could hear today to talk a little Islanders hockey. Busy time for the New York Islanders. Want to thank everybody for making Locked On Islanders your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms. Today's episode is brought to you by Stat Hero. Stat Hero is the first of its kind daily fantasy sports platform where it's you versus the house in head-to-head fantasy matchups. Winner take all. Sign up for free right now at stathero.com/hockey and use promo code hockey for a 100% deposit match. Lots to talk about today. The Islanders back on the ice yesterday practicing. 5 players returning from the COVID protocols and should be ready to go tomorrow. That is good news. The game tonight against San Jose all ready and to take place at the UBS Arena. We'll have a full preview of that. And our Islanders birthday of the day, a first-round draft pick who had his career prematurely ended by injuries. Let's first say, if there's something Islanders related on your mind, you have a question, a comment on something we've discussed, or a topic you'd like us to talk about on the show, feel free to email us at lockedonislanders@gmail.com. And if you leave your first name and where you're from, I'm happy to mention you on the show when we talk about whatever it is that's on your mind. You can follow the show on Twitter at Locked On Isles, and you can follow me, Gil Martin, on Twitter at Ice Wars, NYR, VSNYI. We'll keep you up to date on all the latest Islanders news, notes, and happenings. And we will also be live tweeting during every Islanders game, and home and away. It's always great to hear from fans and inter fans, and whether it's during the great time, please do feel free to chime in on Twitter, and I'll always be happy to interact with everybody. Let's get right to business. The Islanders were back on the ice yesterday for the first time since November 27th. They were at the UBS Arena afternoon after getting from the league to resume practice and then resume games. And yesterday, 5 players off the COVID protocol list. They include Josh Bailey, Anders Lee, Ross Johnston, Adam Pelech, and Andy Greene. They were all back at practice, and they were at least available for the game tonight against the San Jose Sharks. So that is good news for the New York Islanders. And here's what some of the players had to say. Tonight will actually be the UBS Arena debut for some of these players. I mean, Josh Bailey is the longest tenured Islander on this roster. Anders Lee is the captain of this team, and neither one of them played in the first 4 games at UBS Arena. So here's what Bales had to say. Whether you're going through a tough time, teammates, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Exciting time for all of us guys that haven't been in the new arena yet. We've had a couple of days here to reset. We've had good energy out there today. We'll try to bring that into the game tomorrow night and play the way we know we can and the way we need to have success. Anders Lee added this. We're just looking to build off day by day. There's a lot of confidence in our group and who we are and who we should be on the ice. It's evident that we haven't been this way to be, but we're game by game and not get ahead of ourselves. We're looking forward to this challenge. It's going to be difficult to get out of, but it's not insurmountable or anything like that. There's a lot of hockey left to be played, and our best hockey is in front of us. And Barry Trotz, who is master motivator. And, he'll often deliver messages, subtle or otherwise, to his team through his comments to the media. Here's after the Wednesday practice. It makes you dig in. If you have any backbone, to dig in. And this group has backbone, so I'm expecting them to dig in. You'll find out a lot about people when the heat is on, when the pressure is on. We've done that. You've seen great things in the last years in the playoffs. That's where the real pressure is. It's in the playoffs. Just getting to the playoffs is going to be tough enough. And then trying to do something in the playoffs, well, we ourselves a hole. I've said that our playoffs are sort of now. We're not going to see the playoffs unless we're digging in now. I love that statement. It is a master motivating ploy, basically telling his team, we've done this before. We've had success before. I know we can do it, but we've got to work our, rear ends off and really apply ourselves, and step by step, gradually, we can get back into the swing of things. And I am, for the first time in a while, to be honest with you, optimistic that the Islanders have bottomed out, and, they're not necessarily going to go on a 7-game winning streak right now. But at least I get the feeling with these players returning to the lineup. No Brock Nelson, still no Ryan Pulock. They've been injured. Casey Cizikas probably not going to be available, still on the COVID list, but maybe we'll see. Maybe he gets off of it, time to play. Maybe, probably not. But at least you get the feeling that the Islanders can now field a competitive hockey team and play with any opponent they set up against them. And here, in tonight's game at the UBS Arena, I think you have a very interesting contrast, because the Sharks are a West Coast team. They're 3 time zones off their regular body clocks. They played last night, beating the New Jersey Devils by a score of 5-2. That's a very different situation than the Islanders, who haven't played since last Friday. Are coming, a number of players, including the 5 we mentioned if they play tonight, haven't played in longer than the 6 days since the Islanders last took to this. The Islanders are almost too rested, and so have sort of that contrast there between an Islanders team that is maybe a little cold and a Sharks team that is maybe a little bit tired. And interesting to see contrast how those two teams do think having players like Lee and Bailey on the ice at the UBS Arena for the first time is going to add a little emotion to this locker room. And I think you'll also see a little bit of a sense of desperation in this locker room. And, as far as I'm concerned, both of those things are positive developments for the New York Islanders, because they need to get in gear. And look, San Jose is a pretty good hockey team. But let's face it, if the Islanders can get even a point tonight, it could be the start of this team's rebound. We have got a lot more to talk about on today's show. We'll have a full preview of the game tonight against the Sharks. Plus, we have our Islanders birthday of the day and a lot more still to come on this episode of the Locked On Islanders podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Stat Hero. No one plays fantasy sports to lose. Winning feels so much better, but traditional fantasy sports are a long-term losing proposition because you never know who or what you're up against. Stat Hero is the first of its kind daily fantasy sports platform where it's you against the house in a head-to-head fantasy matchup. Winner take all. And here's the crazy part. Stat Hero shows you their lineups before you play, and you handpick the team you want to face one-on-one. This never-before-seen innovative fantasy sports and sports betting hybrid has Stat Hero players clock odds that are now over 4 times better. Why? Because you don't have to compete against thousands of experts or unknowns. Stat Hero puts you in control of your. With Stat Hero, you're in control of the stakes. You decide how much you're going to play for, and Stat Hero has no choice but to take it because they're daring you to beat them. Stat Hero, head-to-head is what daily fantasy sports should be, one-on-one. And look, here is the lineup I'm up against tonight in Real Uncle Paulie Centers only contest. So only centers in this one. Evgeny Kuzov, Sebastian Aho, and Elias Lindholm. They are projected for 55.10 points. I have chosen, I'm going to focus my lineup only on the Islanders and the Sharks. I'm going to go with Matthew Bars for the New York Islanders. I'm going with Couture and Toma from the San Jose Sharks. And let's see if I can pull off the in this one. But I'll tell you, it is always on one and go. Chance to win every time. Sign up for free right now at stathero.com/hockey and use the promo code hockey for a 100% deposit match. That's stathero.com/hockey. Use promo code hockey for a 100% match. stathero.com/hockey, promo code hockey. Terms and conditions apply. So let's take a look at the San Jose Sharks, who will be the Islanders' opponent. And it's so good to even be able to preview a game after everything that's going on. And Jose comes in 9 points. The thing about the is in the middle in goals against 4 out of the 32 teams. Goals scored their 9th, so again, kind of a little below average. Meanwhile, the power play is 16th in the league. The is under struggling power play will have its hands full. PK of the San Jose Sharks. Now, played last night, and just starting goalie, who has been outstanding, played against the Bulls, which means that Aiden Hill will most likely be in goal tonight against the Islanders. Hill is 4-5-0 on the season. He has a 2.93 goals against average and an 8.97 save percentage. He does have one shutout. If they see Reimer, he is now 8-4-1 with the one shutout, but a 2.05 goals against and a 9.34 save percentage. Timo Meier is presently the Sharks' leading scorer. He has 11 goals. That leads the team, and 22 points, which also leads the team, followed by Logan Couture with 7 goals and 19 points. Tomas Hertl, 8 goals and 13 points. Erik Karlsson and Brent Burns give the Sharks 2 very talented, offensive-minded defensemen. Burns has 12 points in 22 games right now. Karlsson also 12 points. Karlsson has 4 goals and 2 points. Burns 1 goal and 12 points. 6 games. So far, the line combination now for San Jose. The top line, Logan Couture with Meyer and Nathan Dahlin on either side of him. Tomas Hertl centers the second line. Alexander Barabanov and Rudolph Balcers are his wingers. Nick Bonino is the third line center with Matthew Nieto and Noah Gregor on his sides. And Lane Peterson is the fourth line pivot with Yona Gajovic and Kevin LeBanc on either side of him. Mario Ferraro and Brent Burns, the top defensive pairing, with Jacob Middleton and Erik Karlsson being the second. Mark Vlasic, the man they call Pickles, and Radim Simek are the third pairing right now. On the power play, Couture to the point with Brent Burns. On the other point with Bonino, Dahlin, and Meyer up front, that's the first power play unit. Injury-wise right now, Nikolai Kuznetsov is out, as is he is out. Andre Cogliano is day-to-day, and we'll see what his situation is when we get closer to the actual face-off. Again, we have this big contrast between these two. The key for the Islanders, not tonight, but realistically in almost every game, the Islanders win when play good team tonight. The Sharks, again, ninth in the league in goals scored. If the Islanders can hold them to 2 goals or less, I think they have a pretty good chance of at least getting that 1 point that they really need. And we've talked about that. Got to end this losing streak. Got to get at least a point. Got to start adding to the point total for the New York Islanders. And look, they'll have one of their 2 defensemen back. Barring any more positive tests, both goalies will be available. You'll have Barzal, Palmieri, Beauvillier, Bailey, Wallstrom, Lee, Pajot. The regular cast of characters, more of them will be available. And to me, that is a positive for this team. Probably no Casey Cizikas, but at the same time, it's time for some of these players to get going. Islanders have shut out in 2 of their last 3 games. They've got 1 goal total in their last 3 games. They have got to start getting pucks on it and get back to basics. You heard Josh Bailey, Barry Trotz, Anders Lee all talk about 1 step at a time, and we got to dig ourselves out of the hole, and we know what kind of team we have to be. Yes, you do. So keep it simple. Get the puck out of the zone. Don't turn the puck over. Clog up the neutral zone. Don't let the Sharks' 2 offensive defensemen in Burns and Carlson carry the puck through the neutral zone and build up speed, because that creates scoring chances for the forwards and for those 2 talented offensive defensemen that are difficult to defend. It gets the Islanders' defense out of position. So it'll be very important for the Islanders to make sure those guys can't skate freely through the neutral zone and then keep San Jose on the perimeter. Offensively for the Islanders, more than anything, just shoot the puck and get the puck on net and then get into those dirty areas to get rebounds. Even with all these players back, even when the Islanders are 100% healthy, the key to their success is not going to be the occasional highlight reel goal that we see. This team has got to score dirty goals. You've got to get in there and fight get the rebounds, the tips, the deflections, the screen goals, second and third chances, and that is something they have to do. The power play for the Islanders, now ranked last in the league, is going to have their hands full with a very good San Jose PK. But again, move the puck quickly, pass it around, and don't let the perfect get in the way of the good. It's better to take 3 good shots than try to set up for 1 perfect shot that may never happen. And that is something that the Islanders have to get into their minds the next time they have the man advantage. Right now, the Islanders are 8 points behind Flyers for 7th place in the Metropolitan Division. But guess what? The Islanders also have 4 games in hand. Get at least a point tonight and start making up the gap. You're up an 8-point gap in 1 game. But you know what? Go 5-1-1 in your next 7. Or even, 4-1-2. Start putting together a point streak. Or, get points instead of your next 10. Start putting 5 games. You can make up the points and get back in the play. Podcast. We are Islanders today here on the line. Brought to you by Primal Origin Oils. Got beard? Get Primal. You heard me right. Got beard? Get Primal. If you or someone about has a beard, it needs to get Primal. Maybe you're that guy who has never considered the benefits of treating your beard with product. Well, Primal Origin oils will stop the itch and make your beard look healthy and groomed. Their goal is to help others look good and live healthier lives through the use of natural oils. Our products are free from harmful synthetic ingredients, and they have a low impact on the planet. Primal Origin Oils makes balms, oils, and whipped butter that are renowned as the best feel and beard products available. This is due to the exotic carrier blend with oils like raspberry seed, rosehip, and chia seed oil. All products are fair trade certified and crafted in the USA. The combo kits make a great holiday gift, and if you're shopping for yourself, you'll be glad you did. Not only are products and dedication to quality top-notch, the company was founded for a noble cause. The founder, Stephen's mother, was injured in a car accident, and the company was started to pay for her treatment and recovery. Most companies focus on fragrance first, and that leads to a product that does not feel good in the skin. We took a step back and focused on the ingredients first to ensure a product that feels and still smells fantastic. We know that every company claims to have the best, but Primal Origin Oils challenges you to compare their ingredients and feel in the beard to the other companies that you've used. We promise you will see and feel the difference. Remember, the code Locked On gets you a 20% discount at primaloriginoils.com. Use the code Locked On at checkout for 20% off primaloriginoils.com. This episode is also brought to you by your friends at BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered all season with more props, odds, and lines than ever before. Football season continues with its march to the playoffs. BetOnline remains your number for all the sports action this season. Head to a new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code Locked On to receive your bonus. And yes, BetOnline.ag will give you free money because you're a Locked On Islanders listener when you use promo code Locked On. It's a 50% welcome bonus to bet on site. From basketball, football, NHL, boxing, and UFC, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, time for our Islanders birthday. We're going back to the mid-90s and one of the great gifts in Islanders history. Today is indeed the 46th birthday of former winger Brett Lindros. The Islanders in the first round, 9th overall, back in the 1994 NHL draft. And Lindros was more than just Eric Lindros' younger brother. 6'4", 210 pounds, had the size to be a prototypical power forward in this league. Came to the Islanders, drafted in 1994, made his debut with the Isles that season. 33 games, 1 goal, 4 points, 100 penalty minutes. And, you figure that power forwards really take longer to develop than most other forwards because the physicality is such a part of the game. And when you're 18 years playing against 27 and 28-year-old men, it takes a little time just to your body get stronger, bigger. So again, Lindros, 1 goal, 4 points in 33 games. Comes back for 95-96, plays in 18 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points, 47 penalty minutes. But a series of concussions ended Brett Lindros' career, and he only played those 51 games in the NHL, 2 goals, 7 points, and 147 penalty minutes. You wonder if he would have been able to stay healthy, what would have happened with Brett Lindros? And by, let's say, 98, 99,000, what he could have added to this team. Down pick like that. Cameo. This team, Lindros would have been a nice addition. to the line. Back at the Hartford, Jamie. And the Islanders on the board first in the first. Rayro and Vasky at 7:14. Isles up 1-0. Behind it, late in the period, Andre Nikolitin, his first, assisted at 14. Isles 1, Whalers 1 after 1 period. In second period. That made it 2-1 Islanders heading into the third. And it's that way until the closing second. Benoit Hope put an Emmett goal in. Pat Flatley and Vladimir Malakov with the goal. 52. The Islanders stayed away with a 3-1 win over the Hartford Whalers. Jamie McLennan, 23 saves for our Islanders' birthday of the day. Brett Lindros, his goal on the only shot he took in the game. He was he got the game-winning goal in this contest, and again, he only scored twice before his career was ended prematurely by injuries. Hopefully, there are long-term effects of these concussions, and that Brett Lindros is doing okay these days. His 46th today, and we wish him a happy birthday. Brett Lindros is our Islanders' birthday of the day. Tomorrow, we will have a special crossover episode with our friends on San Jose Sharks. We'll get some takeaways from this. So Islanders hockey back, and we're to it. So make sure you join us for that. We'll also take a look ahead at the games. Thanks again for making your first listen every day. Now make your second listen Locked On Bets. It's your daily one-stop shop for all your gambling needs. Locked On Bets is hosted by your boy Q, expert analysis and insight from Sterling. It's free and available on all platforms. Thanks again for listening to Locked On Islanders podcast. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. Enjoy the game tonight. Feels so just to say that again. And of course, let's go Islanders.